you'd be having that much fun too.
I'm excited we got hoops. I'm getting goosebumps.
For the win! Reaching to the moon to stop that through.
Okay, DJ.
And thunders it down.
These guys are having a ball.
Here's the long one. And the buzzer! ESPN's Champ Week continues with the New York Life ACC tournament from the Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. Second round game of the day. The number 5 seed Clemson in action against the 13th seeded Miami Hurricanes. In our first game of the day here, it was Syracuse and NC State. And it was Buddy Boeheim who dominated the proceedings. 27 points, 20 of them the first half. Syracuse made 14 threes. Buddy, 6 out of 12 from beyond the arc. Big win for the Orange as they keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive. They'll advance to play Virginia in tomorrow's first quarterfinal. The top 4 seeds, all the double bye into tomorrow's quarterfinal round. Clemson and Miami next. Then tonight, North Carolina, Notre Dame, and Louisville and Duke. And hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Greensboro Coliseum. Sean McDonough along with Corey Alexander. Delighted to have you with us. These are two teams, again, playing good basketball lately. They played twice in the regular season. Clemson beat Miami both times. Miami had no answers for Amir Sims, the fine senior for Clemson.
And very few teams have this year. Amir Sims, all ACC forward, second team this year. And when you think about what he does for this team, it's not only on the inside, outside, and defensively. He's been a special player for Brad Brownell.
On the other side, the Miami Hurricanes have battled key injuries all season long. Gritty effort yesterday to oust Pitt and keep the season going. For the first time since 2018 in a game against Lehigh, all 5 starters in double figures for Jim Larrañaga, led by Isaiah Wong, one of the most improved players in the country.
And Miami does not play much of a bench, so Jim Larrañaga getting quality contributions for everyone that he's putting in the lineup. And they're going to need that and more to try to knock off the Tigers here in round 2.
Wonder if fatigue will be an issue. Miami had to play yesterday. Clemson did not. Clemson hasn't played in a week. And they'll roll about 11 or 12 players at the Canes. Only 6 healthy scholarship Miami Hurricanes. But they were impressive yesterday. Did a good job defensively on Pitt's Justin Champagnie. Held him to 5 out of 20. Can they do good work on Amir Sims today? The biggest story. Bert Smith will throw the ball in the air, working with Tony Henderson and Jerry Heater. And we're underway. Miami's won 2 in a row. Clemson's won 6 out of 7. CDW brings you the starting lineups. McGusty, Wong, Olaniyi, Walker, and Brooks. The starting 5 for Miami. 9 and 16 overall, 4 and 15 in conference action now in a held ball.
But immediately you see the pressure that Clemson wants to put on Miami and get an opportunity to look at Clemson's starting 5. Nick Honor into that starting lineup where he replaced Alamir Dawes earlier in the season. And both those guys put a lot of pressure on the point guard defensively. Going to be interesting to see how they guard Wong all day.
They occasionally struggle to score. Hunter Tyson makes a 3. Junior from Monroe, North Carolina. Clemson last in the league in points per game at 64.4. They do it mostly on the defensive end. Wong and now McGusty. They've really shared the point guard role the last 6 games since Harlan Beverly went out for the year with a back injury. And it's McGusty, the transfer from Oklahoma.
Nice play by McGusty there, going up against a guy, Clyde Trapp, a senior who knows his way around the ACC tournament as he finds Tyson, who knocks down his second 3 to start the game.
Now, he made only 16 threes all year. To put that in context, though, he missed 5 games with a nasty facial fracture. He took a gruesome knee to the face in their big win against Alabama. It's McGusty again, so it's Tyson 6 and McGusty 4.
And both teams operating very well in the offensive end early in this game, to the displeasure of both coaches, who are defensive-minded coaches, just playing with much better offenses this year.
Trap There's a senior. There's the first shot from Amir Sims. And they're 3 for 3. Are the Clemson Tigers from beyond the arc. Sims, second team all-conference this year, a third team all-conference selection a year ago.
And Sean, you mentioned Clemson's offensive struggles this year, last in points per game, but this is a team that got off to a great start offensively the first 10 games until they went through that COVID pause, but started out 9-1, and they've struggled on the offensive end of the floor ever since that first pause.
Here Brooks, the bucket, big man inside, transferred in from Cincinnati. Good hands on defense by Wong. He's a sophomore from Piscataway, New Jersey, averaging better than 17 points per game. Anthony Walker bumped.
Great start for Clemson from beyond the arc. Clyde Trapp finding Hunter Tyson in the corner. And once again, Trapp to Tyson. As Tyson is squaring up and knocking shots down, but he's not the only one. Amir Sims off to a great start from beyond the arc. Everything from Clemson has been from 3 thus far.
The corner wouldn't go. And Tyson picking up where he left off. He had a season-high 16 Saturday in the regular season concluding victory over Pitt. I believe I said they hadn't played in a week. They played Saturday. They also played a week ago today, lost up at Syracuse. They were only lost in the last 7.
Anthony Walker, who got a lot of credit for his defensive effort on Justin Champagnie yesterday, guarding a different challenge. Champagnie struggled from beyond the arc, where Tyson's already got it started early, as does Amir Sims, knocking down the 3 at the shot clock buzzer.
Well, he's 2 for 2. Tyson's 2 for 2. As a team, they're 4 for 4.
But Sean, you see what could be a challenge for Miami today. Nasir Brooks not used to guarding guys out from beyond the 3-point arc. And Amir Sims 2 for 2, as you mentioned. He presents that challenge, so that's why Sims has had so much success against this team.
And Jim Larinaga told me this morning we've tried a bunch of different guys to guard Amir Sims in the 2 games, and really none of it has worked. He just doesn't feel like they have anybody who really matches up physically with Sims. He's a tough match. Big, strong, 6'8.5", 245. Dengak a little bit too strong inside. Gave them some good minutes off the bench in the win against Pitt yesterday. And a foul called on Anthony Walker, his first on the team.
We've talked about how much teams like shooting in the Greensboro Coliseum. Well, it's been about the Tigers early, 4 for 4 from beyond the 3-point arc. Amir Sims getting involved in the 3-part.
Back to Greensboro. Miami down by 6 to Clemson. The Hurricanes tasked with playing in back-to-back games with just 6 scholarship players. This has been a season decimated by injury for the Hurricanes. They have had 9 players combined to miss over 100 games. So obviously the challenges in games are immense with so few bodies, but also in practice. I was talking to assistant coach Chris Caputo. He said that's the most difficult thing, is trying to get the guys the work and the reps they need, but still making sure they're fresh enough to play the minutes we need them to do in games. There's been times when they haven't been able to do literally anything on the court, or maybe they just go 30 minutes, just work in the half court. The days of 5-on-5, very, very limited. So that's been the real challenge for Miami, not just making sure they're ready to go on the court, but making sure they do it with such limited practice time.
Amir Sims off to a great start. And we talked with Jim Larinaga about that. I asked him this morning, are you concerned about fatigue? You played yesterday, Clemson didn't. You only have 6 scholarship players. He said, we're playing with a lot of energy. A lot of teams at the end of the year kind of wish the season would end. It was clear yesterday, Miami doesn't want the season to end.
No, they don't. And he credits that win on senior day for them against Boston College for getting them to that place. They had lost a lot of games in the past, and by getting that win, it really re-energized his team, bringing them here to this ACC tournament. We saw that energy from them yesterday, picking up the win over Pittsburgh.
Elamir Dawes splits the point guard role with honor. He's in the game. Tyson to the bucket, couldn't finish. Yeah, that win against Boston College ended a 6-game losing streak, and they had lost 10 out of 11. But the only win in that stretch against Duke at the Watsco Center in Coral Gables. Anthony Walker, the score for Miami, and it's a 4-point Clemson lead.
The challenge you talk about for Miami, however, Clemson plays 11, 12 guys. They will go up and down the roster trying to keep fresh bodies on the floor. And more importantly, when they score, they want to pick you up full court and put that pressure on you, try to wear into your legs. So they may not beat you in the first 30 minutes, but hopefully for them, they beat you in the last 10.
Alex Hemingway off the bench with a bucket. Sims a rebound. And Jim Larinaga said, when we get down to about 5 minutes to go, that's when I'll really be paying attention, seeing if I need to use my timeouts. Just terrible pass. Thrown out of bounds by Dawes as he tried to get it to Sims.
Anthony Walker aggressive attacking the basket, feeling like Hunter Tyson was in position to draw the offensive fouls. You see Brad Brownell along the sideline, his reaction, not wondering what else his defender could do.
Yeah, that looked like it had to be something. Brownell in his 11th year at Clemson. He's going to take them to the tournament for the 3rd time in his tenure. They're certainly going to the NCAA. 16-6, 10-6 in the conference, and some excellent non-conference wins. McGusty called for a carry. They've beaten Alabama, Maryland, and Purdue outside the league. Mississippi State as well. I asked Brad yesterday, you've only been to the NCAA tournament twice, one in your first year, then the Sweet 16 and 17-18. Did you think you kind of had to get there this year? He said, I don't know, but I'm glad we did. We're going to.
Well, he was one of the teams that came to Greensboro last year on the bubble in that mix, and they got a win early. And
that's a good point, Corey, because to put that in context, we say 17-18, but there wasn't a tournament last year, so that takes one opportunity since then out of the equation. In fact, this is a rematch of a tournament game on this same day, Wednesday, 2nd round day. That's an offensive foul. Clemson victory over Miami. Nice job by Deng Gak to stand in and take the hit. John Newman called for the charge.
And Deng Gak in perfect position. That's about the easiest charge call we're going to see probably this entire week. And John Newman seemed to have more than enough time to be able to drop that off to Amir Sims, but because he doesn't, picks up the 4th turnover for the Tigers early.
Willie Harrington handling the ball now. He's a walk-on, not one of the 6 scholarship players, but he's given them some good minutes. He's played some point guard for them. Senior out of Lincolnshire, Illinois.
Sean, Willie Harrington got in the game and knocked down a 3 in the first half yesterday. It was the first time he'd ever scored in the first half of a game in his Miami career. So you go back to a young man who was awarded a scholarship during his sophomore year. But that's really where Jim Larinaga and his team are right now, having to play the guy that was a former walk-on in the rotation.
Jonathan Baer, the bucket. He's a senior, transfer from UNC Asheville. Timeout requested by Isaiah Wong as he crossed half court. Clemson's opened up a 9-point lead. ACC Network Basketball brought to you by New York Life, helping people act on their love for 175 years. Another prestigious honor for Amir Sims before the game, presented with the ACC's Skip Prosser Award in memory of the late Wake Forest coach and wonderful guy.
A native of Palmyra, Virginia,
The
and a 1,000
top
point
scholar athlete
Sims is a
in men's basketball in the ACC. He's a 3-time member of the ACC All-Academic Team, 3.25 GPA in Sport Communications, and a 3.6 in the fall of 2019. And a terrific player who's led Clemson to a nice start here this afternoon. They're up 17-8 as we approach 8 minutes gone by.
And I've got to say, well done. Not bad for a young man whose mother, Letitia Jones, would not allow him to come to my workout in the 6th grade because he didn't do his homework. So, again, he got the message.
And she got the message yesterday. Their academic advisor broke the news to the team yesterday that he had won the award, and that was at the workout on the court here. And they had his mom, Leslie, on FaceTime, as they told the Mirror. So not only did his teammates celebrate with him, but his mom was able to share the moment, which, FaceTime's a good thing.
Yeah, and I'm glad she was able to share the moment. Of course, moving Amir from New Jersey to Palmyra, Virginia, about 15 minutes right outside of Charlottesville when he was in about 3rd or 4th grade. And she's been about the academics. That's been very important to her.
Sear Brooks for Miami makes it a 5-point game. It's Leslie Moreland Bishop who made the announcement in front of the team yesterday, their academic advisor. Clemson has assisted on every field goal. Miami has not. That was one of the first things Jim Larrañaga said after the game yesterday that really pleased him. They average 11 assists per game. It's a team full of guys who get their own shot. But they had 17 assists yesterday and only 6 turnovers.
And that was the bigger concern, the turnovers that was haunted Miami all season long. But they handled the basketball especially well yesterday. And their defense, which, of course, Coach Larrañaga has always been about the D, but no defense to be able to defend Alamir Dawes when he gets to the rim with that type of finish.
He's a sophomore from Newark, averaging 9 points per game. They only have one player for the year averaging in double figures, and that's Sims at a little over 13 per game, traveling to call as Brooks collided with the freshman P.J. Hall.
And Alamir Dawes with the nice move, recognizing the shot blocker and Gak coming over to try to defend it. Still not enough. Able to finish on the opposite side of the rim with the left hand and a little bit of English.
Dawes had 18 points against Miami in the 2nd round win for the Tigers over the Canes here 1 year ago. Chase Hunter on the floor. This is Clyde Trapp. Hunter, strong take. And he got fouled. Highly touted sophomore out of Atlanta, 4-star recruit out of Westlake High School. Shown some offense in flashes, but they're still waiting for a little more at that end.
Yeah, Chase missed the majority of his freshman year with a foot injury. And so he's really playing as a freshman right now. Didn't get much experience in ACC play at all. But when you talk about Clemson only having really the one double-figure score, we have to mention the fact that they're about strength in numbers, and Brad Brownell will go with whoever's playing the best at end of games, but he uses a lot of players in that rotation.
Isaiah Wong, his first foul. Each team has been called for 2. And here comes the full court pressure by Clemson. Midway through the half. The winner advances to the quarterfinals tomorrow to take on the 4th seed Georgia Tech. Tough shot and good by Cameron McGusty, who's carrying the load here for Miami with 8 points.
But that goes back to your point, Sean, of how Miami has to score by making individual plays. And that was a great individual play by Cameron McGusty, but can you do that for 40 minutes against this Clemson defense?
Good hands on defense by Harrington. Didn't pry it free, however. Bear missed the fadeaway, rebounded by Alamir Dawes.
And Dawes, recognizing he has a mismatch, gave up that opportunity where he could have taken Gak to the rim. Chose to run offense instead.
And a little brush foul as Dawes moved through the defense. Foul on McGusty is first. Check out the ACC Championship Hub for everything you need to know about the ACC tournament, including exclusive Chalk Talks, highlights, games, and prizes. All accessible from the ACC mobile app or ACCChampHub.com. And a steal by Harrington. Well, there it is. He has another first half three.
Willie Harrington throwing his threes up. And again, we have recognized that this is a shooter's gym, to say the least. Been great shooting here at the ACC tournament thus far from beyond the arc. Willie Harrington now with his second.
Named after his grandfather, Dr. Willie Harrington, who was a 5-time Gold Glove boxing champ and a mayor of Memphis, Tennessee. I guess that would be a good campaign stretch. Vote for me, I'm going to punch your lights out. Harrington's brother, Rodney, played basketball at Stanford. Both of their parents attended Harvard. That's quite a family. Count the bucket for Isaiah Wong, and a chance for a three-point play. And all of a sudden, he has a chance to make it a one-point game.
And quite the move. Isaiah Wong with the nice right-to-left crossover, recognizing the defender coming over, trying to take the charge. Jumps to the side, still gets the contact and the opportunity for the and one. And Isaiah Wong is a special scorer, having to do more of the ball handling responsibilities, not getting as many touches offensively because the defenses are keying on him so much, but great individual play on that possession.
Olivier Maxence Prosper, a freshman, committed the Clemson foul, his first, their third. 8-zip for the Canes over the last 2 minutes and change. They're within one. Sims wanted to get back to work. Honor missed from the corner, and now a chance for the Miami lead as Brooks snared the rebound. Brooks had his career high 21 points Saturday in their senior day win against Boston College, which started this 2-game winning streak. They've won back-to-back games for the first time since they began the year 3-0. And then all those injuries hit. Brooks the turnaround, and Miami goes up.
And Amir Sims played that perfectly defensively. However, Nasir Brooks going over the top to give Miami the lead. Nice touch by the senior, who does not want to play his last game.
Hello, my name is Nasir Brooks, and welcome to Chef Philly. Today I have made some baked macaroni and cheese, some corn, some Cajun catfish, and some lemon pepper fried shrimp. Welcome to my Sunday dinner, Chef Philly style.
Brooks' love for cooking began as a youngster. He would often cook meals for his 10 siblings growing up, and he's sharing his passion with youngsters in the Miami area through a local nonprofit. He works with inner city kids to help them learn about the restaurant industry. They take culinary classes. He says the kitchen is his escape from the court. And guys, you saw the food he made there, but he's from Philly, so he has to have a take on the cheesesteak, right? He does a salmon cheesesteak. How do we feel about that? I don't know about that.
How is that a cheesesteak if there's no steak?
A salmon steak.
I think we'll stick with the Philly tradition.
I agree.
Honor knocks it home. Well, he's a wonderful young man. Jim Larinaga and the staff rave about him. And apparently took a cooking class, and the professors called the coach and he's good.
Well, his food looked pretty good.
It really did, especially around this time of the day. I mean, we've been here since this morning. Grueling work that it is. Offensive foul called on Olaniyi. 5 brothers, 5 sisters among those siblings. Nasir is the 3rd oldest of the 11. And wants to be a chef or a child psychologist. Maybe he could do both.
Yeah, I believe he can do be a chef part-time. Child psychologist, probably going to be a full-time gig, though. I think you might have to invest some time in that one.
Bodies flying. And I think there's going to be a foul on Sims.
And Amir
claiming
Sims,
that they're holding him, but the referee's not swayed.
and you see Amir Sims trying to make his cut, but whoa. It's a great chance, but not going to work. Amir Sims, the initiator, of the contact on that one. 2 hands into the chest of Nasir Brooks.
Not
down that foul.
Chef Nasir, first foul on Sims. Auguste took a bump before the shot. Wouldn't have counted if it had gone in. And it's on Clyde Trapp. First on the senior from Eastover, South Carolina, in the Columbia area.
But when you see that call, it makes you wonder why guys don't attack the basket so much more. Of course, eons ago when I played college basketball, that was a normal play. You had to play through that contact. Now that's a foul, in which you would expect for more guys to really play off the bounce trying to attack the rim.
Honor called for the foul. He's listed at 5'10". That might be generous. And Wong was trying to take advantage of the size advantage, although Honor stays on Wong as they inbound the ball. 6 minutes to go in the half.
Another one of the reasons why Brad Brownell has to play a deep rotation is because they will get in foul trouble. They play very physically. But it benefits on that possession as they force a turnover.
Double dribble called on Brooks. Not the kind of seconds that the chef had in mind. I think there's a good chance we're going to overdo this if we haven't already.
I was just waiting. I knew something was going to come regarding leftovers.
Salmon cheesesteak. It's creative. We're going to give him points for creativity. Tyson had it blocked underneath. I believe it was Olaniyi who blocked it. And Isaiah Wong scores at the other end. The 20-point game yesterday was his 10th of the season, tying him with Moses Wright of Georgia Tech, the player of the year in the conference, and Matthew Hurt of Duke for the most 20-point games among ACC players. There's the third 3 of the game for Hunter Tyson.
But it comes off of great ball movement by Clemson, attacking the paint, and then great passing. Amir Sims recognizing Hunter Tyson was the next guy and wide open from 3.
Auguste charged in the lane. That created an opening for Olaniyi, and he knocked down a 3. Miami, not a good 3-point shooting team. 29% for the year. Worst in the ACC, but 2 out of 4 today. Sims had a lot of room on the catch, didn't even look at the bucket. Shot clock at 5. Trap for Tyson, and fouled by Brooks, to the dismay of Brooks and Jim Larrañaga. Was looking for a milestone win today. The coach hoping for his 200th win as head coach at Miami in his 20th. That's in his 10th season. It'll be an average of 20 wins per year. You didn't like the call on Brooks. I asked Jim Larrañaga about that this morning. 200 wins. He said, I just want to win today. That's the way I've looked at it throughout my entire career. Said earlier this season I passed John Wooden on the all-time wins list, and somebody said to me, you just passed John Wooden? And he said, okay, great. When I win 10 national championships, let's continue the comparison conversation. He's won 669 games total at AIC, Bowling Green, George Mason, and now Miami. That is 36th all-time. He just moved past Gary Williams, another Hall of Famer. 11th most by active coaches. Coach of the year in 3 different conferences. Of course, the amazing run to the Final Four with George Mason. Of course, back in the day, he was a great player at Providence College, class of 71.
And in between being a great player and all those head coaching stops, a great assistant for Terry Holland at the University of Virginia.
Oh, here we go.
Did you think I was going to leave that out?
No, you're not going to have to send any money to the alumni fund, the UVA. I bet cooking was not an option for you when you were at the University of Virginia among the course load.
It was not an option for anyone that would like to eat it. And we'll say that because, again, food poisoning has been a problem, and we don't want to have that ever again.
No. And not to, Miami is obviously a terrific academic institution as well. Sims up to 8 points now. Walker And he's a guy who's upped his game as the injuries have mounted, and they've needed more from him. And he's had 10 games of 12 points or more out of the last 14. Another three for Amir Sims. They are 7 of 10 as a team from beyond the arc. And Sims is 3 for 3.
When you're 4 and 5 man, which Tyson and Sims are playing the positions right now, shoot the basketball from the three-point arc so well, it makes it difficult to defend for big guys who are used to having to defend the rim.
Auguste, after all the pinballing, wound up with an open three. Walker attacks and a blocking foul called. Anthony Walker, the sophomore from Baltimore. Played at Brewster Academy, a school at which Buddy Boeheim, among others, many others, also played. He'll be at the line when we come back. Second foul on Honor. ACC Network Basketball is brought to you by Zaxby's. Hand-breaded chicken and fresh ingredients made to order only at Zaxby's. Tomorrow, 2 great lacrosse matchups right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app. It starts with women's action. High Point at 12th ranked Duke, that's at 5. And then on the men's side, 2nd ranked North Carolina taking on number 8 Virginia in Charlottesville. 7 p.m. tomorrow. Jim Larrañaga and Miami down by 4, trying to extend the season for at least one more day. Shooting 2 is Anthony Walker. .72% from the line. Second one short, rebounded by Hunter Tyson, who's had a terrific first half. 11 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. He averages 7 points per game. Elamir Dawes fouled on a reach-in. Miami hoping for the takeaway.
Great recognition by Dawes, and seeing that he had Nasir Brooks trying to guard him 25 feet away from the basket, puts him in drive, picks up the foul on Walker.
His second. Miami fouls less frequently than any other team in the country. They average 12.4 personal fouls per game. Lowest mark of any D1 team in the country. And really they have to, because they don't have anybody to go to on the bench, so you can't get in foul trouble. Sims short from about 17 feet. And wound up in the hands of Isaiah Wong. 3rd team all-conference. Miami folks were disappointed he wasn't the winner of the Most Improved Player Award, which went to Matthew Hurt. A deserving winner certainly, but I don't think anybody would have argued if Wong won it. And Wong scored to get Miami back within 1.
A number of guys in that mix. And we talk about all the sophomores who improved so much with Matthew Hurt, Isaiah Wong, Justin Champagnie, Moses Wright, Quincy Guerrier. There's a list of a lot of guys that could have been most improved in ACC this year.
So Miami a chance for the lead again with under 2 minutes to go in the half. Well, Jim Larrañaga said he calls Wong Steady Eddie because his expression just never changes. Plays with great poise and plays very hard, not just on the court during games, but every day in practice as well.
And Isaiah Wong has the ability to put a team on his back for a win. We saw him do that against Louisville when he had 30 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and 0 turnovers. So he has experience doing it. They're going to need more of that from him here today.
Auguste, a lot going on there. Double teamed, got the shot off. He's looking at his arm as if to say, somebody hit my arm. And after Auguste turned to his coach and said, I was fouled, Coach L started on the officials. There's a 3 for Alex Hemingway, playing with a mask. He broke his nose Saturday in their win against Pittsburgh. It's not the first time that he's had that happen.
But Sean, one of the things you mentioned earlier in the game, the assist numbers. And when you look at Clemson sharing the basketball in comparison to Miami, having to make individual plays to beat this Clemson defense, they've been able to hang around in this one here in the first half. However, when you look at the fact that Miami played yesterday, Clemson is fresh. That could be a problem when we get to the second half.
Down to 6 on the shot clock. Wong has room for a 3. Rebounded by Hemingway, sophomore from Newburgh, Indiana. It's the same area from which Brad Brownell hails. As a matter of fact, Brad Brownell played high school soccer with Alex Hemingway's dad, Todd.
Let's go.
And they've kept in touch. Not closely over the years, but he was well aware of Alex's prowess. Traveling the call against Delamere Dawes. So it'll be a chance for the final shot of the half here with 12 seconds to go for Miami.
Both teams 7 turnovers here in the first half. That's been the one thing they haven't done well offensively.
Wong's had to play a lot of point guard without Beverly. He's a natural 2 guard. Off the mark. Tyson the rebound, and no time for a heave. So Clemson, 8 out of 11 from three-point land. That's the most three-point field goals they've made in any half this season. And it's the difference in the game. They're up by 4.
And they've gotten a number of players involved. Hunter Tyson shooting the basketball well to start the game, as well as Amir Sims knocking down a couple threes here in this first half.
Both Tyson and Sims 3 for 3. Jonathan Bear a part of it as well. And Alex Hemingway, the 3, on his way to 5 points in the half. Here's Allison Williams.
Thanks, Sean. Coach Brownell, what has led to such good looks from the outside in this strong three-point shooting performance?
I think we've had good ball movement and player movement. Decent job of screening. And, we made a couple tough ones early also to kind of give us some rhythm. But I like the way we played on offense. We got to play a little better on defense.
What do you want to see better defensively in the second half?
Just individually, I think we got to guard the ball. They're really aggressive, attacking us one-on-one. And got to make sure that we're in our gaps when we can be.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, thank
Sean.
you.
All right, Allison. Thanks to Coach Brownell for the visit. 36-32, Clemson leading Miami as we head to the half. After a break, it's the halftime report with Kelsey, Luke, Carlos, and Dallin. Stay tuned. The ACC tournament presented by New York Life continues. Clemson and Miami, the backcourt of Isaiah Wong, Cameron McGusty combining for 15 points for the Cane. They survived an onslaught of threes. Amir Sims and Nick Tyson both 3 for 3 from beyond the arc, combined 6 for 6 as a team. They were 8 out of 11, but still with just a 4-point lead as the number 5 seed against the 13th seeded Hurricanes. Welcome back to the Greensboro Coliseum. Sean McDonough along with Corey Alexander. Delighted to have you with us. Competitive first half. What do you look for in the second half?
Well, to see if there's any way that Miami can slow down Clemson shooting the threes, and also if Clemson can slow down Miami's offensive players getting to the rim. They've been able to get whatever they wanted. Both teams shooting over 50% in the first half.
Let's check in with Allison Williams.
Well, guys, with Clemson shooting 73% from 3, that's a concern for Miami, but especially the front court guys getting those looks, guys like Sims. So they have to do a better job defensively against them. They did try and switch in the pick and roll later in that first half to try and get some stops that way. Offensively, really pleased with how they're playing, and they said a key for them in that first half was those minutes that they were able to get from Willie Harrington. That really allowed them to get a little bit of a rest for some of the other guys, and they thought that his contribution was pretty key.
Isaiah Wong had 7 in their loss at Clemson. In the words of Brad Brownell, he got it rolling. He had 28 points in the defeat at Clemson on February 27th, a 10-point win for the Tigers. The Miami ball to start the half. McGusty played it into Wong with Nasir Brooks, Anthony Walker, and Elijah Olaniyi. Olaniyi guarded by Alex Hemingway. Alani, nice cut to the bucket to get the Canes within 2.
And that's one of the areas where Miami has been good, since they've been here in Greensboro, is passing into the post and then using Nasir Brooks as a playmaker, finding his teammates, cutting to the basket.
McGusty called for the Miami foul.
And it's as simple as a give and go. If the defender turns his head the wrong way, they're already beat. Nice pass by Brooks.
2 fouls on McGusty. 11 Clemson players played in the first half. 7 played for Miami. McGack played only briefly.
Mismatch on the post. Sims has to take advantage of that.
Snatched his own rebound out to Honor for 3. 9 out of 12 is a team. Clemson from beyond the arc. Nick Honor, good 3-point shooter, 39% for the year. And most of his shot attempts are threes. Over 62% of his attempts are from behind the line.
Turned out even better with Sims getting the offensive rebound, but it looks as though Miami's going to try switching.
Long for 3.
Right now, Wong in a nice rhythm offensively. One of the things Brad Brownell was concerned about, he didn't like the way that the guards for Miami were touching the paint.
Hunter Tyson played into the baseline. Sims bumping with Brooks, tried to feed the wing to Hemingway and went out of bounds.
Isaiah Wong, who's done the majority of his damage attacking the basket. And on the other side, Amir Sims, off of his own miss, gets the rebound and already knows it's good by the time Nick Honor lets it go.
Honor, Hemingway, Tyson, Sims, and Trapp starting the half for Coach Brad Brownell. Wong knew it was off. He chased after it, but Brooks got the offensive rebound. Good hands by Hunter Tyson. Got ball and took it away. Hemingway nearly stumbled in the corner and then got fouled on a reach-in by Alani, the senior from Newark, New Jersey, who transferred from Stony Brook. Second foul on Alani. Honor threw it away for the moment. McGusty had a hand on it. Hemingway got it back, and then Walker plucked it. And he has tied the game for Miami.
And that play started off all wrong. Hemingway didn't even go toward the basketball, forcing it to be a tough pass, and ends up in a turnover for Clemson, allowing Miami to tie the game.
Great spin move by Sims as he went around Nasir Brooks to score. Sims leads all scorers with 13 points. Averaged 22.6 rebounds in their 2 regular season wins over Miami, and also had 6 block shots combined in those 2. And for the year against Miami from beyond the 3-point line, he's now 8 out of 9.
And Miami's had a difficult time getting out to him as a shooter. One of the areas he's had so much success, but now going to try to look to have some success on the block against the bigger Brooks.
Honor for 3, wide left, and taken out of the air by Elijah Olaniyi. 2 to tie, 3 for the lead for Miami. Wong with Hemingway right up on him. He went right into Sims and scored.
And it's nothing unusual to see Isaiah Wong making acrobatic plays at the rim, but still having the concentration to be able to finish it. A little bit of contact with Sims on that play didn't bother him at all.
Honor left alone. His 3 rims out. Yanked down by Nasir Brooks. Now Miami could take the lead. They've led for only a minute and a half in the entire game. Short with the runner, Cameron McGusty, redshirt senior out of Katy, Texas. He's another one of those players who battled through injuries. A couple of them were season-ending, several of them, in fact. But he was able to return from a hamstring problem, caused him to miss 7 games early on.
Isaiah Wong finding his way to the rim. A little bit of contact does not throw off his concentration as he's able to finish with 2. Miami Hurricanes have been attacking the paint. Cameron McGusty going over a smaller Clyde Trapp to finish. Isaiah Wong has found himself at the rim time and time again. Anthony Walker getting involved in the mix. And again, when you find Wong, his ability to be able to finish through contact, this is a special group when you look at the way they go after defenses. And right now, Miami with a 24-6 advantage in points in the paint in this game. Clemson with only very few attempts in the paint. They've done all their damage from beyond the arc, 9 of 14. But you can see who's winning that battle in the trenches.
Nick Honor to play it in for Clemson. Found Jonathan Baer. Chase Hunter tried to drive on Wong. This is Clyde Trapp. With 7 to shoot. Shot clock at 1. Nick Honor. Shot clock violation on an air ball. So Clemson's plus 18 points from beyond the arc. Miami plus 18 in the paint. And they're dead even at 41. And Brad Brownell knew it would be a struggle. And I talked to him yesterday, before the Miami-Pittsburgh game. And he said, I think Miami is going to beat Pittsburgh. He said, I think even though they've had a lot of injuries, they're still very talented. And we've seen that for the second day in a row. Foul on Coach Brownell's team on Trapp, his second.
We saw Coach Brownell's team try to find a way to get into that painted area, but give Miami credit for that defensive stand coming out of the timeout.
Anthony Walker, a beautiful move to the bucket.
This is just a scenario where the guys from Miami just feel like they're better off the dribble than the defenders of Clemson, and you see them going into attack mode time and time again when they get the basketball.
Nice offense there. Sims found Clyde Trapp. First bucket for Trapp. Double figures in 4 games this year, but none in the last 6. Guy can do a little bit of everything for the Tigers. Willie Harrington. Six to shoot. Cam McGusty traveled. This is the 68th edition of the ACC tournament. Of course, last year they did not crown a champion. Clemson was on the floor getting ready for its quarterfinal game against Florida State. That was supposed to be the first of 4 games, the noon Thursday game, when it was determined that the tournament would be canceled due to the COVID outbreak. And give Clemson a lot of credit. You know, they were out there warming up too. And when it was decided that they would present the champion trophy to Florida State, because they were the regular season champions, Brad Brownell had his team stay out on the court to applaud and salute the conference champs.
A classy move by Brad Brownell. And again, we talked about in the first half, Clemson was on the bubble a year ago, and that was an opportunity for them to get a win over, of course, a quality team, the ACC champion in Florida State. Unable to get that, but that's a Clemson team that could have possibly been in the tournament a year ago. As Clyde Trapp knocks down the corner 3, trying to make sure that they solidify that opportunity this year.
There's their 10th 3, his first of the day. They're 10 out of 15 as a team. Clemson by 3. Brooks, nice little turnaround move, couldn't score. Here's Amir Sims leading a break. And the finish by Elamir Dawes.
And it's a small thing, but that's what makes Clemson dangerous on the offensive end of the floor. When your center can not only defend the paint, but rebound and push the basketball, making a play for his teammate, you can be tough in transition.
If you're just tuning in, first game of the day here in the second round of the ACC tournament, Syracuse handled NC State 89-68. Buddy Boeheim, 27 points, 6 threes, had a couple of attempts for one more three, which would have gotten to a career-high 30 points.
Buddy Boeheim putting on his show here, loving the atmosphere in the Greensboro Coliseum. And, of course, we've got two big ones coming up tonight, North Carolina and Notre Dame, as well as Louisville Duke. So probably see a few more fans in the building than we've seen in the early sessions.
I want you to define atmosphere for me. There are some fans here today, but not many. We mentioned earlier they're allowed to have about 2,500 to 3,000. Nice little alley-oop to Deng Gag. And Gag has Miami back within 3 and a turnover as Elamir Dawes lost the ball, and then a double dribble gives it back to Clemson.
And you talked about Cameron McGusty as well as Isaiah Wong sharing the point guard responsibilities with the injuries that Jim Larinagas had to deal with. McGusty, nice find to Gag, who now becomes the 7th of all 7 players for Miami to score in this game.
McGusty was about a 1 assist per game man before Harlan Beverly, their starting point guard, went down for the year. He's been more than 4 assists per game since. Thrust into that point guard role, sharing it. Way short, Chase Hunter. And as we go under 12 minutes to go in the second round game, Miami with the ball down by 3. They lob it in again to Gag, but he was in a tough spot under the hoop. McGusty, nicely done from the ACC logo in the lane.
And you can hear Brad Brownell encouraging his team to get into the gaps. Does not want to allow Miami to continue to have all this room to operate from their guards on the offensive end, but still too late on that one. McGusty's able to make another great individual play.
Bear well short with a 3, and now Miami a chance to take the lead. They've led for less than 2 minutes in this game. Wong well guarded by Trapp, so he found the wing, and it's Walker for a 3, and Miami takes a 2-point advantage. Walker now in double figures with 12. Wong is 12, McGusty 10, leading the way.
But when you have to
the
pay
upset-minded Canes,
you have to pay so much attention to the guards. They can open up opportunities for others. Cam McGusty going over the top and his ability to finish, putting pressure on Clemson defensively, leaving Anthony Walker wide open. 3-ball, corner pocket, and it's good.
This young fan will be watching tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. It's Clemson's Pro Day. Yeah, would you be excited too? High five. Yes, indeed. Right here on the ACC Network, exclusive coverage. Travis Etienne among those who will be working out. And whoever drafts him is going to be very happy they did. What a career he's had. ACC's all-time leading rusher. And really a very nice young man, too. We've done a lot of Clemson football the last few years. Hunter Tyson, strong move to the bucket. Well, he's picking up right where he left off. He had a season-high 16 Saturday in the win against Pitt. And he has 13 today. And he also took 3 charges in that game against the Panthers. And they track it at Clemson. The single-game record is 4, shared by several players. Tyson stood in, took 3 hits. There's Gak, another dunk. Miami by 2. And we have a tight one midway through the second half now in Greensboro.
And give Miami credit for adjusting. Brad Brownell going to a zone coming out of the timeout, but Miami prepared for the change in defenses, getting an easy bucket.
Trap guarded by McGusty. Sims trying to work on Gak. And Sims missed the runner. Gak held his ground. And now Miami with a chance for its largest lead. Its biggest advantage is 2. Do they have enough in the tank? Right now they do. That's a 3 for Anthony Walker.
And Anthony Walker likes that corner, and his teammates have found him on 2 possessions, allowing him to knock down to 3 and to stretch this out to a 5-point lead.
And it's a Clemson team that can occasionally go in scoring droughts. You mentioned at the outset they're the lowest scoring team in the conference, 64 a game. Honor rejected by Gack. It'll be Clemson ball with 7 to shoot.
Miami feeling comfortable here in the Greensboro Coliseum, recognizing the zone. Great interior passing. Walker to Gack, who's able to finish over the top. And then Walker, next one, knocks down the 3 out of the corner, stretching out the lead to 5 for the Canes.
To the delight of that bench, not a lot of bodies over there. I think of what might have been for them. You know, they lost Chris Lykes for almost the entire season. He's still the second leading active scorer in the ACC, even though he's missed almost the entire year. Sims missed the 3. Wong, the rebound, and he stayed in bounds. And now a chance to open up a little breathing room. You know, Sam Wardenberg, terrific rebounder. Jim Larinaga said if he was playing, he would have been the best candidate to guard Amir Sims when they play Clemson. Rodney Miller, Earl Timberlake. Hard fall for Wong as the ball goes in the other direction. And now Wong's alone under the basket because he fell down and was slow to get up.
But the mistake on that play, Nick Honor decides he wants to check on Isaiah Wong, who takes the hard fall instead of getting out on the break, getting the basketball as the point guard. Clemson turns it over. And Wong, as you mentioned, who fell behind the play, ends up getting an easy basket because of it.
14-2, the run for Miami. Sims was fouled as they tried to feed it to him in the post. Deng Gak called for the foul.
Isaiah Wong not happy about the fall as he goes in, trying to get an offensive rebound, but it ends up turning out for the best. Nick Honor checks on him. Clyde Trapp turns it over, and Anthony Walker finds Wong for the easy 2. Anthony Walker has made himself right at home in the Greensboro Coliseum, finding his opportunities under the basket, getting it done defensively, and also knocking down corner 3s. And his special performance for him so far, Allison Williams has more.
Corey, the Miami coaches say that Anthony Walker's development, the experience he's gotten this year, has been the silver lining to all the injuries they've had to suffer. He's still really young to the game. He just started playing organized basketball at the age of 15. So he doesn't have a ton of experience, but he's been getting it this year. His minutes have more than doubled since last year. And they say that he has done such a tremendous job of taking advantage of the opportunity he's gotten this year. He really has been the silver lining for the Canes.
Well, Miami pulling away now as McGusty scores. And it's a 9-point lead. Anthony Walker, to finish the point, leads all scores now with 15 points. He has 4 rebounds. And the run is now 16-2 for the hot shooting Canes, not showing any signs of fatigue in their legs. And boy, did Clemson need that one. Another 3 from Hunter Tyson.
And speaking of silver linings, he's been the silver lining for Clemson in this game. 16 points for Hunter Tyson, who was still perfect from beyond the 3-point arc. But right now, the issues for Clemson is, can they get a stop on the defensive end of the floor? We would think that fatigue might set in on Miami, but it hasn't been anything like that here in the second half.
Traveling the call. Wong thought he was fouled. Didn't get that call. Tyson's career high for 3-point field goals made in a game, by the way, is 5 against Detroit Mercy back in November of 2019. Think Wong had a gripe there?
I believe so. The basketball was smacked out of his hands. I think he has the right to retrieve that, but I get in trouble with Brian Kersey all the time criticizing officials, so, you know, I'm going to let that go.
Been restrained in these 2 days. No basket. Tyson pushed off as he got the offensive rebound. And that's 2 fouls on Hunter Tyson. Just the second on the team. Neither team in jeopardy of the bonus anytime soon. 4 team fouls on Miami in this half.
Returning for set number 0, Clyde Trapp.
Clyde Trapp has returned. Hemingway goes out. Mentioned Hemingway's dad played high school soccer with Brad Brownell. Alex had some interest, but not at the ACC level. Belmont, DePaul, Nebraska, among others. And Brad said when he talked to Alex's dad, he said, we think he has a chance. We're not sure. And the dad said, hey, no pressure. Either way, I get it. But I can tell you, in everything that he's done his whole life, when he's been given the chance, he's exceeded expectations. And Brad Brownell said that's been true for him at Clemson as well. Here come the Tigers on another bucket by Trapp. Well, this is when Jim Larrañaga said he'd really start to watch for fatigue. Should he use timeouts? Almost a sloppy turnover there as McGusty tried to force it into Nasir Brooks. Five and a half to go. Miami played yesterday. Won a tight one against Pitt. Clemson has not played since Saturday. And they're the much deeper team. Wong, he could play all day. He's not going to get tired.
Yeah, absolutely right. Individual plays. We asked the question earlier, would Miami be able to do that for 40 minutes? Well, they've been able to do it for 35 to this point. And Isaiah Wong does not look like he's slowing down at all.
Sims inside.
And only the second bucket for Sims in the second half. Miami done a much better job defensively on the All-ACC performer from Clemson.
He came out firing from beyond the arc. 15 points for Amir. Second on their club, one behind Tyson, who has matched his season high with the 16 points. Nearing 4.5 minutes to go. The winner will play Georgia Tech tomorrow in the quarterfinals. And as he turned to pass, Walker was fouled by Nick Honor.
And Isaiah Wong recognizing the shot clock going down, that he had to make a play, going step back, moving to his right, which is difficult for right-hand shooters, but no problem at all for Isaiah Wong.
3 fouls on Honor. Dawes really trying to deny Wong. McGusty again tried to force one in and got away with it. McGusty had it swatted by Sims, then missed the follow, out of bounds. It'll be Miami ball.
That's a strong defensive stand by the Clemson Tigers. One that would make Dabo Swinney proud. You see so many white jerseys getting in the lane and not relenting at all on the layup. Unable to come away with possession, however.
Brooks surrounded. Tried to power one up. Sims held his ground and took it away for Clemson. And he gets fouled. Or did he? No, there's an offensive foul called by Bert Smith. As he said, Sims used his free arm as he tried to dribble up the court. And that's 2 fouls on Amir Sims.
We talked about the luxury of having your 5-man with the ability to handle the basketball, but you do see Amir Sims extend that left forearm. And once they have that extension, it's going to be an offensive foul every time.
Say, he is strong, and he has to be if you can shove a 7-foot, 240-pound guy away like that. I think Brooks wants to be a psychologist or chef, might have acting in his future as well. But Sims is rock solid. Wong had it swatted by Tyson. Under 4 to go. Clemson, an original member of the ACC. The first ACC tournament was in 1954. They're the only charter member that has never won the ACC men's basketball tournament. And they've only been to the championship game twice. They come here with a good team and high hopes. But they're down by 4. They're down by 2 as Sims scores with 3.5 to go.
And Amir Sims comes out of the scrum flexing because he was strong on that possession for the Tigers.
Wong Fades away from Sims. And the best player on each team starting to take over. Sims back at the forefront for Clemson. Wong with big bucket after big bucket for Miami. Under 3 to go. And a foul on Walker.
Well, we've seen some strong performances, as you mentioned. 2 All-ACC performers getting it done here in the Greensboro Coliseum. Amir Sims with the tough rebound, going through contact, finishing strong. And when you think about strong, we've got to talk about Isaiah Wong. Nice move and the finish to keep the Canes on top.
ACC Network Basketball is brought to you by New York Life, helping people act on their love for 175 years. Miami Hurricanes went into the regular season finale Saturday against Boston College, having lost 6 in a row, 10 out of 11, a depleted squad. Now they're looking for their 3rd straight win. Again, Wong, Walker, and McGusty leading the way. You wonder about fatigue. Coach Larinaga said the final 5 minutes might be a concern. Wong's played 36 minutes today, McGusty 35. They lead by 4. Boy, good-looking inbounding play, and they couldn't execute. Tyson was open as he went toward the bucket, and the pass missed him.
But nothing can get to a coach like turning the basketball over right after a timeout. And again, you love the idea, but the execution just not there. Giving the basketball back to Miami, who is shooting 56% for the game. This is a team that comes in shooting 41% from the field in ACC play.
6 of their last 8 points scored by this man, Isaiah Wong, sophomore. One of the most improved players in the country. 2 points away from back-to-back 20-point games here in the ACC tournament. Had an even 20 yesterday against Pitt. Baseline jumper wouldn't go for Brooks, but it's taken back by Walker. You really don't need that quick shot. And the rebound taken down by Elamir Dawes.
Great play by Walker to track down the offensive rebound, but you're 100% correct. He rushed that shot. That was more of a heat check, but hadn't had one in a while. Should have pulled that out.
Sims, an air ball from 3. And Clemson up against it now, down by 4. With under 2 minutes to go, they've cooled off from beyond the arc. That was to be expected. It would have been impossible to continue the pace they were on in the first half. McGusty. Tough shot. Gets the bounce as he scores over Clyde Trapp.
And Sean, I believe that's probably about the 30th time today you've said tough shot, great shot for Miami. These guys have made difficult opportunities all day long.
Boy, they really needed that. Didn't get it from Dawes. 1:20 to go. The ball in a 6-point lead. And Jim Larinaga waving everybody away from Wong, saying, let's just kill some time here. They can take it down to 50 seconds left in regulation before they need to shoot. Tyson defending. Wong the fadeaway. Wong shot popped out, saved by Brooks, but it winds up with Sims. Clemson numbers on the break. Trapp with time running down. Heaves a 3 and makes it from about 5 feet beyond the arc. Clyde Trapp, a clutch shot. It's a 1-possession game.
And a possession that was going nowhere. Clyde Trapp playing the hero for the Tigers, making it a 1-possession game.
The Nothing But Net crew was here all day yesterday. They're here again all day today. And tonight, previews after the game, highlights, analysis, post-game interviews. Terrific post-game interview. Allison with the Boeheims after Syracuse's win earlier today. That's right here on the ACC Network and the ESPN app. I enjoyed watching them yesterday. They have a lot of chemistry. They throw a few jabs at each other. Good information, good personality. It's a fun show.
Yeah, great group. You've got, of course, the consummate point guard in Kelsey Riggs. You've got the big-time post scorer in Carlos Boozer, and then Luke. And of course, when you think about Luke, playing for Jim Larranaga before he moved on to win a national championship at Louisville.
So here's the situation. 40 seconds to go. 1 timeout for Clemson, 2 for Miami. Neither team even near the bonus. So that could be an issue. I mean, if Clemson is in a situation where they need to foul, they have fouls to give. Would they start doing it now?
I believe so. If they don't get a steal immediately, I think you start to get to that point to where you can put this game in the bonus.
You know, McGusty's going to play it in. Tyson defending the inbounds pass. If Brooks touches the ball and they get in a situation they want to foul, he'd be the man to foul. He's 63% worst on the floor. Terrible turnover, and then a foul called. But it saved probably a layup or a dunk as Elamir Dawes got flattened. Just a bad pass by Walker. Threw it right back.
Yeah, just once again, just bad execution on that. You get the basketball inbounds. You want to be strong in that trap and give Brad Brownell a lot of credit. We talked about should you start fouling.
Officials are at the monitor. I have no idea why.
Well, I believe they're going to look to see if there was contact to the face. Elamir Dawes, when he went down, is grabbing his mouth. And as Walker comes in,
he gets him up on the neck and his head snaps back, but let's take another look at it. We're almost, the top of his chest.
It is a basketball play. However, that left hand making contact above the shoulders could, by rule, be a flagrant one. Going to be interesting to see what they come away with this one, because anything above the shoulders making contact, and it doesn't have to be intentional, but maybe that is shoulder. Where the location of that hit is going to be very interesting, and I believe
I don't think there's anything vicious, malicious. It looked bad because his head snapped back, but that's a young man trying to make a basketball play and atone for what he did by throwing it away. This would be a big time to call that.
But you see our officials taking their time on this one.
Just a common foul. I think that's the right decision. And it's on Walker. His third. Olani has 3 for Miami as well. Honor the only player with 3 for Clemson. First free throw attempt by either team in this half. And a chance to make it a 1-point game for Elamir Dawes. 72.5% for the year from the line. It's a 1-point game.
That changes the situation. You can play this out now if you're Clemson, trying to get a stop.
Olani fouled on a reach-in by Dawes, just their 5th team foul.
Clemson foul number 2 on Elamir Dawes, his first 15 foul.
See Brad Brownell giving the signal. They have fouls to give. Want to get to that point to where you're in the bonus.
I believe this is a Miami timeout. Veteran staff under Jim Larranaga. His 3 assistants, 38 years combined experience coaching for him.
Isaiah Wong has made the difficult look easy the entire game, finding his way to the rim. Acrobatic finishes around Clemson defenders, but he has stayed in attack mode since the beginning of this game, making play after play to give his Miami Hurricanes team an opportunity to keep their season alive here in the Greensboro Coliseum.
18 points on 8 out of 14 shooting. And he'd be the man they'd like to get the ball in the hands if it is a free throw situation here. McGusty, they're both 80% plus. Wong 81, McGusty 83. I like his chances. Coach Larinaga said the expression never changes, and he's as cool as can be.
And he was the same way at the end of the game against Pittsburgh yesterday, going to the line, perfect from the free throw line. And no one else other than Isaiah Wong would touch the basketball other than inbound passing if I'm Coach Larinaga.
Now, 6 seconds difference. So if you're Clemson, do you foul again, or do you just try to defend it down, get a stop, and come down with limited time left and try to win it?
I believe you have to foul, but quickly, because the shot clock will not go down any. So you basically foul quickly to make sure you are in the bonus. And at that point, you probably have to play it out. It still would give you enough time to be able to rebound and push down and get a quality shot.
McGusty trying to get it in. They do have a timeout, and he uses it. Now they're out of timeouts. I think Brad Brownell thought that should have been a 5-second violation. The biggest Miami lead was 9, with just more than 7 minutes left here in the second half.
6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And right now, we talked about getting into that bonus. If you foul quickly, the shot clock would not go back to 30. So now you play it out defensively. You have to get a defensive stop. Brad Brownell going to trust his defense. And then you get the basketball, try to push it down and get a look or call a timeout. Clemson with 1 timeout remaining.
It was Jim Larinaga drawing this play himself. They have to get it in now. No timeouts. It's McGusty again. And they're not guarding him. They're double teaming Wong right now. And the officials telling the Clemson bench to sit down. Let's go. I mean, of all the times to start paying attention to that. They're yelling.
Well, and that's the thing. You want to foul before that shot clock gets under 20 seconds because you don't want to foul and then have it go back up. You lose more time if you do get a stop on that possession. So you hear Brad Brownell and his group yelling to get his team to foul.
Tyson's third foul, number 6. So the next one will send them to the line. It's Wong, their best free throw shooter. He can't call a timeout, and he turns it over. They didn't have any timeouts left. Then Sims threw it ahead. He almost turned it over, but Dawes saved it. Timeout. Clemson a chance to win it with 14.3 to go.
And played perfectly by Brad Brownell and his team. Isaiah Wong probably expecting a foul in the trap. Clemson knowing very well they do not want to foul at this point. A great trap. Amir Sims playing in center field almost throws it away. Give Alamir Dawes a lot of credit for tracking that down and saving the possession for the Tigers. And now Brad Brownell
out of bounds would be he's out of bounds. Way out of bounds. Huge break for Clemson.
But here's the thing. No official able to outrun Alamir Dawes getting into position to be able to see that, to call that out of bounds play.
Well, that's an enormous break for Clemson. The lack of a timeout there really hurt Miami. They had to use one when they couldn't get the ball inbounds. Certainly Wong would have used one. And again, not a point guard. They don't really have a point guard. He's done a nice job in that role, as is McGusty, but now it's Clemson's chance to win. And they don't have a timeout either. Trapp will play it in.
Whatever.
Sims, Tyson, Honor, and Dawes for Coach Brownell. Trying to advance to the quarterfinals tomorrow to meet Georgia Tech. Honor pulls up, too strong. Tyson a tip, and Wong the rebound. Looked like he got clubbed, and now they call the foul with 2.9 to go.
And when you're Clemson, you want some action going to the basket. Nick Honor really pulling up with the floater.
And there's a foul there that they didn't call Honor originally. Then he reached in, and Jim Larinaga, so proud of this team. You know, he was emotional when they beat Boston College to win their regular season finale on senior day after 6 straight losses. Wong makes the front end of a 1-and-1. And now we go to the age-old question. If he makes this and you're Miami, do you foul?
No. Take your chances. You only have 2.9.
I think if they get the ball up near midcourt, you'd have to think about it. Everybody goes up to midcourt. It'll be Trapp to throw it in. Wong tried to throw it to him, and Trapp wasn't looking.
Don't allow that pass to come to midcourt. Make Clemson have to catch the basketball going back towards it.
Trapp, long pass off the hands of Sims, and Miami has done it again. Unbelievable. The team that had lost 6 in a row and 10 out of 11 until they won the regular season finale against Boston College has now strung together 3 straight wins, 2 here in Greensboro. Wong 20 points for the second day in a row. And the dream is still alive. He's our Zaxby's player of the game, Isaiah Wong, and Jim Larrañaga loves him. He said he is such a hard worker, always in the gym, extra shooting. We've showed several times this year how much muscle he added from last year to this year to get stronger. How much will they have left in the tank tomorrow when they take on Georgia Tech? That'll be the big question in that game. A disappointing end of the season to Clemson. Still very likely to be in the NCAA tournament. (67-64) the final. Wong 20, Walker 15, McGusty 14. Sims at 17 and 8 rebounds for the Clemson Tigers. Here's Allison Williams standing by with Jim Larrañaga. Congratulations to Coach L.
Thanks, Sean.
Yeah, appreciate it, Coach. 200 wins at Miami, but I know what you told me this morning. All you wanted to do is win today. You have to be super proud.
Just one. I just wanted one, and that was today.
And, Coach, your team got that one for you. They had to overcome some late turnovers, though. What did your team have to do to lock in and close this out?
Well, you got to give Clemson's defense just tremendous credit, because to start the game, we couldn't do anything correct. They blew up every handoff. They challenged every shot. We couldn't get any penetration. So we made an adjustment and sent 4 guys on one side and let Isaiah and Cam just take their man one-on-one, because they're very hard to guard one-on-one. As we worked our way back into the game, our defense picked up, and then it was just a seesaw battle back and forth. Both teams, I thought, played very well.
You mentioned the play of Isaiah Wong. What did you see from him down the stretch with another 20-point performance?
It's what I've seen all season long. It's what I see every day in practice. He just gives you his best effort every day. It doesn't matter if it's practice or games, a big game, or somebody we don't know. No, this guy he's a first-team all-conference player in my mind.
And I know you sometimes call him Steady Eddie, because his expression never changes, and that was true down the stretch, even when you were at the line in a one-point game. In moments like that, when the game is on the line and your number is being called, what's going through your mind, Isaiah?
When my number is being called, it's just I try to take my time, just try to focus on what the play is, and just try to make the best decision on the court.
This is a team that's been very shorthanded, just 6 scholarship players playing in back-to-back games. What has been required of you guys physically, and do you have one more in you for tomorrow?
We definitely have one more in for us, but Coach L always say keep the energy up. Just everybody, we only have 7 players. Just keep the energy up and just play hard every possession and make the best decision.
Isaiah, thank you so much. Congratulations to both of you. Coach L, way to go to 200. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Allison.
Good luck, guys.
200th win at Miami for Jim Larrañaga in his 10th year there, and one he'll remember for a long time. All right, looking at a little March magic from Miami. We'll see if that can continue tomorrow. 2 great games coming your way tonight. For Allison, Corey Alexander, Sean McDonough, we'll be back with you tomorrow at noon. Now let's send you back to the studio for more Nothing But Net. So long, everyone.